As an education policy specialist, I always look at things from an education point of view. And UNESCO, which is the United Nations education sector, they declared in Education 2030 the need for youth to be actively involved, as they are the key actors in addressing sustainability challenges and in the decision-making process as well. So, I mean, I think this has been said from everyone else as well, but I hope to see the opportunity for young people and young professionals, as well as experienced professionals, coming together to accelerate the work and ambition towards drought resilience, which, is the theme, and desertification, which is the theme for this COP16. And also, again, coming from an education point of view, I think it's very important to also emphasize the importance of education in all this. It is obviously not possible to fix a problem if you don't know what the problem is. And I think if we are educated in a wrong way, it's going to actually create wrong solutions, right? Only one of many different changes that we observe in our lands, which can be attributed to human caused change, right? And therefore it becomes more important for us to focus on educating the world on the climate changes. It's been said by many of the colleagues today, but I would like to use this opportunity to emphasize the critical role that education plays in addressing climate change. Climate change exacerbates poverty and inequality, and poverty and inequality are also closely linked with education as well, right? So climate change education, it helps people understand and tackle the impact of the climate crisis, and it empowers the youth that we've been talking about with the knowledge and skills that they need to be able to act as agents of change, right? So it is important to not only focus on climate change in itself, or greening, for example, in itself, as they all naturally fall under the sustainable development goals. So empowerment comes with understanding sustainable development as a whole, right? And as was said before, it's not something just for now, it's something that just keeps continuing, and so when it comes to the challenges, and I can use Norway as an example, I see that some researchers, they claim that some of the youth, they express distrust in actualizing what they learn. So through school, they learn about, in Norway at least, we learn about sustainable development, and in what way, I hope I can get back to that later on, but we learn about the futures for sustainability, but it doesn't include the realities of, for instance, marginalized people, or even the students in their own lives. They don't feel that they can relate to what they're being taught. And most importantly also, it fails to address the actual structures behind the world how we see it today, with capitalism and colonialism as important factors to why we see the world as we see it today. Capitalism, it impacts sustainability, and as we know, the poorest countries are usually the ones that are mostly affected by climate change and natural disasters, but they're not necessarily the ones that are bringing forth the biggest impact on climate change, but they become the biggest losers, right? We have created a reform in our education since 2020, so it's been going on for 4 years now, to create a framework for sustainability to permeate in all aspects of our education. So it includes values such as critical thinking, respect for nature, and environmental awareness. So this is called the objective clause, that expresses values that unite the Norwegian society. So these values are supposed to be foundation for all activities in school and all subjects in school, whether that be gym or maths or English or Norwegian or any other subjects. So sustainability and the work on sustainability is not a separated issue. It is something that permeates all aspects of our lives, and I think therefore it should be shown that in our education as well. So it should be treated like that, and therefore should permeate in all aspects of education. And I think that's one thing that Norway has been able to do through the reform of their education, and I think that's a really good thing that they've been doing, and I hope that it shows in later years.